augmented reality, maintenance via 3D visualizations. And it's easier than you think to get started creating a 3D model of your assets. So I want to just take a look at how we would do that. So here I'm going to show you how you can easily create a 3D model. In just a few minutes, I'm going to show you some real examples as well. So let's work through this 3 steps to creating a 3D model, and then the 4th step is going to be implementing it in augmented or virtual reality. So step 1, you simply take photos, whether that's with a camera or a drone, or you could use LiDAR point cloud imagery. It just needs to be high resolution photos. And when you take the photos, you simply overlap them by at least 15% until you capture the whole asset. So step 2, we're going to process the software in software such as our context capture, and that creates then a reality mesh of the asset. And then step 3, we create that 3D model and tag the asset, add all the associated information. You can integrate the reality mesh with GIS and engineering data to enable intuitive searches, navigation, visualizations, animations of that information within the visual context of the asset. So you can see how a detailed asset, looks in virtual reality. It's hard to tell, the real thing apart from the simulation, from the virtual model that we have. And so lastly, here's the resulting virtual reality setting, for example, here using Siemens Comos with augmented reality and Bentley's open operational analytics Mind app running MindSphere in MindSphere. So the assets, the systems, the components, they're all visualized graphically and they're true to life representation. We're converging IIoT data from MindSphere with intelligent digital engineering models and the asset performance management capabilities to help in the decision-making process on the spot when it's needed. So the graphical representation has all the data and information associated with the asset, related documents, current and past drawings, data sheets, tags, whatever history, it's all linked to the asset. So now imagine working in this more visual way in your organization. Let's look at a few examples. So here we see IIoT, asset performance management, and advanced analytics, and a 3D virtualization in action in really a day-to-day scenario. We can see some time series data, the IIoT data from MindSphere showing the historical values here of for example, the flow rate, and the associated reliability strategy and recommended actions are there as well. So here, it's showing that the bearings might be worn or the impeller braid, there might be a problem. The point is, the data is unlocked, right? We can get insights from our IIoT data systematically as part of everyday life and maintenance. This is the new way of life in maintaining our assets, keeping them safe and reliable. So here next is an example to Penn State. So across its 24 campuses, Penn State owns and operates, I think, either up to 2,000 buildings and structures. So maintenance of these facilities, of course, is a huge undertaking. It must be constant and consistent to keep the university running smoothly. 3D virtual reality mesh model of the campus was created from about 2,500 aerial images. So the 3D mesh consists of vertices, lines, polygons, as you see in the top right there, defines the look and the shape of a computerized rendering, extracting the 3-dimensional models by comparing consistent points across multiple photo images. So these points are compiled into a 3D mesh, and approximated textures are then placed on the mesh elements to simulate the reality. The team then combined the 3D mesh with the data from Penn State's Building Information Modeling, or BIM system, their Geographical Information System, and other various information systems to create the 3D virtual model of the university campus. And so with this model, Penn State can track and monitor their buildings and alarms, and they show where their work orders are to be completed. So it's easier to find information for facilities and allows for more detailed data analytics on the performance of their facilities across their campus. Here, for example, you can see the same technique was used in a car factory, so a production assembly line, helping in this case with some training, and then later to help with some redesign within the factory. And here is a reality mesh that was created of a factory from images taken using drones and terrestrial photo acquisition. The acquisition here for this site took just over, I think, 2 hours, they said, with over 4,500 photos that were captured. The resulting reality mesh provides a really highly detailed model of the operating assets. And next, the system